Today, I'm a very proud individual that in a long time, we get an opportunity to have an engagement and conversation with the teachers of this great nation. And just like everybody has said, the teachers do a lot of hard work. They do a good job, because without the teachers, we probably would not have the country in the way it is. And each of us has passed through the hands of the teachers that I see here, and many other teachers across the country. And for that, I must commend you for the wisdom and the decision that you took to come and engage the teachers. And also the courtesy you extended to me to accompany you to have a conversation with these teachers. If you may remember, is that since President Ruto came into office, as a country, we have fairly had a very secure nation. And this is largely courtesy of his initiatives to try and address the gap that was there in the security sector. And we continue to institute and undertake a number of security reforms. There's a challenge within the police service in terms of movement and mobility. I know even in this particular sub-county, we only have one vehicle that is being shared across by our officers. I just want to give the commitment that in the next 2 weeks, we will get an extra vehicle as we work on the broader leasing program for the vehicles that is supposed to support our police officers and other government officers. In the education sector, there is only one case that has been reported as a sexual offense case. And the PS Bitok has spoken about the policy within the Ministry of Education. I'm looking forward to a day when we do not have any such cases. And even where there are cases, I would want to encourage and challenge the teachers to work closely with government officers as well as parents, so that classroom or the school environment becomes an environment that is meant to nurture the next generation of citizens who are responsible, who have been given the best, so that our schools do not become a breeding ground for bringing up criminals or for exposing our children to acts that would endanger their progress. Number 3, again, looking at that report, and it speaks to the gap that exists in the student-teacher ratio. At the primary level, it's 1 to 34. At the JSS level, it is 1 to, I think, around 40. And then at the secondary level, it's 1 to 32. But universally, acceptable ratio should be 1 to 25. And when you think about it, that we are yet to achieve that universal ratio, despite the massive investment that President Ruto has put in place, it speaks to a big gap that has existed progressively over many years. 76,000 teachers hired in a record 2 years, another 20,000 by the end of this year, will help us bridge the gap and move towards achieving that universal coverage and access for our students. Because our education must be accessible, it must be affordable, and it also has to be quality education. We are addressing issues on quality, we are addressing issues on access, the same way we are also addressing issues on affordability. And the Ministry of Education, I was talking to the PS, has even heeded to that demand to make education affordable by reviewing the school fees going forward. And it's important that we applaud and appreciate the government for those measures. Now, I want to speak to you as a fellow professional. And I've listened to a lot of the issues that you have raised. And with your indulgence, Your Excellency, these are people who have gone to school. These are graduates. These are people who are meant to make a difference in this country. And at times, it's important that we take time to take stock of where we were as a country, where we are today, and where we are going. tomorrow. I know there are concerns around the pay for the teachers. There are concerns about infrastructure for our learning institutions. And there are concerns even on issues to do with healthcare. Now, what have we done to address some of these concerns? In terms of access, we have hired more teachers and we continue to hire more teachers so that our learners can have the best experience. On infrastructure, the PSB talk has talked of the number of classrooms that have been built, 23,000 in the last 2 years. In this sub-county alone, in the last financial year, there was 87.5 million that the government released towards the development and improvement of some of this infrastructure. And we are not stopping there. And if you look at the budget for this financial year, the biggest allocation has been put to the education sector. And what does that tell you? That for the first time in the history of this country, you have a president, you have a government, you have an administration that takes matters education seriously. And these are not just stories. These are things that if you look around, you can be able to see. They are demonstrable progress.